Welcome to our channel World Rare Coins, where history and treasure collide. If you've ever wondered about the hidden gems lying in your coin collection, or maybe even in your pocket, this is the place for you. In today's video, we're uncovering some of the most valuable 1-cent coins that could be hiding in your collection or even in your change jar. You won't believe how much some of these pennies are worth. From rare minting errors to limited editions, we're going to break down which 1-cent coins could bring you big bucks. Stick around, because you might just have a hidden treasure worth way more than a penny. On Top 1 today, we're about to dive into a fascinating piece of American history that could be sitting right in your pocket or coin collection. The 1973 United States 1-cent coin. At first glance, this penny might seem like just another coin from the past. But don't be fooled. This small piece of metal might be worth far more than you think. Stick around, and we'll reveal just how much a 1973 penny could be worth if it has the right features. The 1970s were a unique decade in America, marked by cultural and political shifts. But while the world was changing, the U.S. Mint was still at work, producing coins like the 1973 penny for circulation. Most of these pennies were used in daily transactions and have since been lost in the shuffle of everyday life. But here's the exciting part. Some of these pennies, especially those in exceptional condition or with certain minting errors, could actually be worth thousands of dollars. Like all modern pennies, the 1973 penny features the famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This portrait has adorned the penny since 1909, and it remains one of the most recognized images in American coinage. On the obverse of the coin, you'll find "In God We Trust" above Lincoln's head, with "Liberty" to the left and 1973 to the right. This iconic image is a tribute to one of the most revered figures in U.S. history, and it's what makes the 1973 penny so special. Flip the coin over to reveal the reverse side, and you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of the unity and strength that Lincoln inspired in the country. The memorial has been the design on the back of the penny since 1959, and it serves as a reminder of Lincoln's enduring legacy. The inscription, "E Pluribus Unum," sits above the memorial, while "United States of America" and 1 cent are written around the edges. This design has stood the test of time and continues to appear on the penny today. Now, what makes the 1973 penny stand out to collectors? While most of these coins are relatively common and can be found in any change jar, certain versions of the 1973 penny have become highly sought after. The key to their value lies in minting errors and their condition. Some 1973 pennies were struck with unique features or mistakes, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or other anomalies. These errors, which might seem like minor imperfections to the untrained eye, are actually highly collectible and can greatly increase the coin's value. In addition to minting errors, the condition of the coin is crucial when it comes to determining its worth. A penny that has been circulated for decades, with visible signs of wear and tear, will generally only be worth its face value, 1 cent. But if the penny is in pristine, uncirculated condition, with clear details and no signs of damage, it can be worth much more. A coin that's been carefully preserved over the years is far more valuable to collectors than one that's been heavily circulated. Coins with minting errors are especially valuable, and some of the rarest 1973 pennies have these distinctive features. A penny that has been struck with a double die, for example, can fetch a significant amount of money, as collectors are always on the lookout for these rare varieties. Off-center strikes or die cracks are also common errors that can make a 1973 penny much more valuable. Now, the moment you've been waiting for. Just how much could a 1973 penny be worth? If you happen to have a 1973 penny in mint condition, or one with a rare error, it could be worth a small fortune. A single 1973 penny, especially if it's in perfect condition or has an error, could be worth an incredible $70,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $70,000 for a single penny. It's hard to believe, but it's true. So, before you toss that old penny into your jar of spare change, take a moment to check it out. You might be holding onto a coin that's worth far more than you thought. On Top 2, we're exploring a penny from 1976, a coin that might just be sitting in your change jar, and believe me, this one's more valuable than you think. Stick around as we explore the fascinating story behind the 1976 United States 1-cent coin, and we'll reveal just how much it could be worth. The 1970s was a decade of monumental change in America, politically, socially, and economically. But while history was unfolding, the U.S. Mint was busy producing the pennies that would be circulating across the nation. The 1976 penny, in particular, is part of a special year in American coinage. It was the year the nation celebrated its 200th birthday, the bicentennial of the United States. In fact, 1976 was a time of patriotic fervor, and this year marked the release of special commemorative coins. So, what makes the 1976 penny stand out from the crowd? Like all modern pennies, the 1976 penny features the famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, which has been on the obverse side of the penny since 1909. Created by the talented sculptor Victor David Brenner, Lincoln's image is as recognizable as ever. Above Lincoln's head, you'll see the inscription "In God We Trust," with "Liberty" to the left and the year 1976 to the right. It's a tribute to one of the most iconic leaders in U.S. history, and it continues to be the hallmark of the penny. On the reverse side of the 1976 penny, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, which has been featured on the back of the penny since 1959. This design honors Lincoln's legacy and symbolizes the strength and unity of the United States. But what sets the 1976 penny apart is the special celebration of America's bicentennial. In 1976, a number of coins were released to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the country's independence. And while the penny wasn't directly part of the bicentennial series, it remains an important coin from that era. The E Pluribus Unum motto appears above the memorial, with United States of America and 1 cent inscribed around the edges of the coin. Now, while the 1976 penny is certainly a historic piece of coinage, most of them are not particularly rare. However, there are a few factors that can make certain 1976 pennies highly valuable to collectors. The key factors? Condition and minting errors. A penny that has been heavily circulated over the years might have scratches, wear, or discoloration, which reduces its value. However, if you come across a 1976 penny in uncirculated condition, it could be worth much more. Collectors love finding coins in pristine, near-mint condition, as they are much rarer and highly sought after. But it's not just about the condition. Some 1976 pennies were struck with minting errors or unique features that make them extremely valuable. Minting errors can range from slight design variations to major mistakes, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or incorrect edge lettering. Coins with these rare errors are considered highly collectible and can sell for a significant amount of money. If you find a 1976 penny with one of these characteristics, you could be holding a gold mine. So, what is the real value of a 1976 penny, you ask? Well, if you happen to find a 1976 penny that's in flawless, uncirculated condition or has a rare minting error, you could be in for a major surprise. A 1976 penny, especially one with a unique feature or error, could fetch an incredible $68,000. That's right, $68,000 for a single penny. It's hard to believe, but it's true. So, next time you're going through your spare change or sifting through your coin collection, make sure to give that 1976 penny a closer look. You might just be holding onto a coin worth a small fortune. On Top 3, we're about to explore a seemingly ordinary penny that could actually be worth a small fortune. I'm talking about the 1981 United States 1 cent coin. At first glance, this coin might look like just another piece of pocket change, but trust me, there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. In this video, we'll uncover why the 1981 penny could be worth so much more than its face value. Stick around to find out just how much this little coin could be worth. The year 1981 was an interesting time in America. The country was in the midst of economic recovery, and the world was witnessing major global shifts. But while all this was going on, the U.S. Mint was still churning out coins for circulation, including the 1981 penny. At first, you might think, it's just another penny from the early 80s. However, certain aspects of this penny make it a standout piece for collectors, and it all comes down to rarity and condition. As with most modern pennies, the 1981 penny features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. This design, created by Victor David Brenner, has been featured on the penny since 1909 and remains one of the most recognizable coin designs in U.S. history. Above Lincoln's head, you'll see the words "In God We Trust," and the year 1981 appears to the right. It's a simple but powerful tribute to the 16th President of the United States. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, which has adorned the back of the penny since 1959. The memorial stands as a symbol of Lincoln's enduring legacy and the unity of the country. The motto, E pluribus unum, is inscribed above the memorial, and around the edges of the coin, you'll find the words United States of America and 1 cent. The design is familiar to most collectors, but what makes the 1981 penny so intriguing? The key to its value lies in two main factors: the coin's condition and the possibility of minting errors. While the 1981 penny was minted in large numbers and is generally easy to find, certain coins have escaped circulation in pristine condition. Coins that have been kept in mint state, free from damage, wear, or discoloration, are highly sought after by collectors. A penny that shows no signs of aging or use can fetch a premium price, especially if it's one of the rarer versions. And then, there's the exciting possibility of minting errors. Some 1981 pennies have unique characteristics or mistakes, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or die cracks. These minting errors are extremely valuable to collectors because they represent one-of-a-kind variations that can't be replicated. A 1981 penny with a minting error could be worth much more than a standard, error-free coin. Now, let's talk about the price you've been waiting for. If you happen to have a 1981 penny in exceptional, uncirculated condition, or if you discover a rare minting error on the coin, you could be sitting on a treasure worth an amazing $67,000. That's right, $67,000 for a single penny. It's truly incredible what a small mistake or an exceptional coin condition can do for a penny's value. So, before you dismiss that 1981 penny as just another piece of change, take a moment to give it a closer inspection. You never know. You could be holding on to something worth a small fortune. On top four, we've got a coin that's often overlooked, but it could actually be worth far more than its face value. I'm talking about the 1984 United States 1 cent coin. If you think this is just another penny, think again, because this seemingly ordinary coin could hold the key to a small fortune. Stick with me as we dive into the details and uncover why the 1984 penny might be worth a whole lot more than you expect. The 1980s was an era of great change in the United States, with new trends emerging and major political shifts taking place. But in the world of coinage, 1984 marked another year of everyday pennies being minted by the U.S. Mint. The 1984 penny is a great example of how a seemingly common coin can have incredible value under the right circumstances. While most of these pennies were used in daily transactions, there are a few key factors that make the 1984 penny stand out among the rest. First, let's talk about the design. Like all modern pennies, the 1984 penny features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, which has graced the obverse of the coin since 1909. The design, created by Victor David Brenner, shows Lincoln facing left, with "In God We Trust" above his head, "Liberty" to the left, and the year 1984 to the right. This design has become one of the most recognizable symbols of U.S. currency, and it continues to honor the legacy of one of the most revered presidents in American history. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, which has appeared on the back of the penny since 1959. The memorial serves as a powerful reminder of Lincoln's influence and the unity he inspired in the nation. The reverse also features the inscription E pluribus unum above the memorial, and the words United States of America and 1 cent along the edges. This timeless design continues to be a part of American currency to this day. So, why is the 1984 penny so special? Well, while it might look like any other penny at first glance, the true value of the 1984 coin comes down to two main factors: its condition and the potential for minting errors. As you may know, coins that are circulated tend to wear down over time, losing their original details. A heavily worn 1984 penny is unlikely to be worth much more than its face value. But if you happen to have one that has been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition, then you've got something that could be worth significantly more. Coins in mint condition are highly desirable to collectors, as they're much rarer than those that have been used in daily transactions. If you come across a 1984 penny that's as fresh as the day it was minted, it could fetch a premium price. But that's not all. There's another reason the 1984 penny could be worth more than you think. Minting errors are another key factor that can increase the value of a coin. Sometimes, due to issues during the minting process, pennies can have slight defects or anomalies that make them stand out from the rest. For the 1984 penny, collectors are particularly interested in coins with errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, or other mistakes that occur during production. These rare errors are highly collectible and can make a 1984 penny worth far more than the typical version. So, just how much could a 1984 penny be worth? If you're lucky enough to have one in uncirculated condition, or if you discover a rare minting error on the coin, you could be sitting on a valuable treasure. The price for one of these 1984 pennies could soar to an astounding $65,000. Yes, you heard that right, $65,000 for a single penny. It's incredible how something as small as a penny can hold so much value, but it just goes to show that you never know what you might find in your spare change. So, before you toss that old 1984 penny into a jar, take a moment to inspect it closely. You could be holding on to something worth a small fortune. On Top 5, we're diving into a coin that you might overlook at first glance, but believe me, it could be worth a small fortune. I'm talking about the 1991 United States 1-cent coin. While this penny may seem like just another piece of pocket change, it has a lot more to offer than you might think. In this video, we'll uncover why the 1991 penny could be worth significantly more than its face value. Stick around, because you won't want to miss how much this simple coin could actually fetch today. The 1991 penny, like most modern pennies, features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has become a staple of American currency, gracing the penny since 1909. On the front, we see the words "In God We Trust," with liberty on the left and 1991 on the right. The image of Lincoln is as powerful as ever, reminding us of the legacy of the 16th President of the United States. On the reverse side, we find the Lincoln Memorial, which has been part of the penny since 1959. The memorial stands as a symbol of Lincoln's impact on the nation, and the design features the words United States of America and 1 cent. The phrase E pluribus unum also appears above the memorial, which means out of many, one, symbolizing the unity of the United States. While this design has been around for decades, it's the condition of the 1991 penny that can make a big difference in its value. Although the penny was minted in large numbers, certain versions of this coin are much rarer than others, especially those that are still in mint condition. Most of the 1991 pennies you'll find have been used for everyday transactions and show signs of wear and tear. But if you have one that's been carefully preserved and is in uncirculated condition, that's where the real value starts to shine. Coins that have been stored well and remain in pristine condition are always in high demand from collectors. A coin that hasn't been worn down by time or handling can fetch much higher prices than a typical penny. The more flawless the condition, the more valuable it becomes. If you happen to find a 1991 penny that still looks as fresh as the day it was minted, you might have just stumbled upon a hidden treasure. But the value of a 1991 penny doesn't just rely on its condition. Minting errors can also play a huge role in its worth. Some 1991 pennies have been produced with unique mistakes, like double dies, off-center strikes, or other defects. Minting errors are highly sought after by collectors because they make a coin one of a kind. If you have a 1991 penny with one of these rare minting errors, it could increase the coin's value dramatically. Now, let's get to the exciting part. If you have a 1991 penny in uncirculated condition, or even one with a rare minting error, you could be sitting on something incredibly valuable. Believe it or not, this seemingly common penny could be worth an incredible $63,000. Yes, that's right, $63,000 for a single 1991 penny. It's amazing how a coin that's so easy to overlook can actually hold such significant value. So, before you toss that old penny in your jar, take a moment to examine it closely. If it's in mint condition or if it has a rare minting error, you could be holding on to a true treasure. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future coin discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!